Equipped with 3 pairs of legs, 2 veiny wings, a pair of antennas, 1 abdomen, and the notorious proboscis, mosquitoes are a common nuisance recognized by their dreaded sound, often followed by a swift smack. But is there more to fear than just losing a few drops of blood and enduring an itchy aftermath?
Just look at those people. No screens on it, mosquitoes annoying them when malaria-carrying mosquitoes are nearby, searching for their evening meal of human blood.
Mosquitoes are true survivalists, thriving in nearly every corner of the globe, with the exception of Antarctica. Their diversity is vast, encompassing around 3,500 species. However, do all of these species pose a threat of transmitting malaria? Picture a time more than 100 million years ago. A tiny but potent organism, Plasmodium, is evolving and coexisting with insects. This protozoan parasite, over the course of millions of years, develops a complex life cycle that includes a stage within mosquitoes. This evolutionary adaptation allows the parasite to hitch a ride with the mosquito, jumping from one vertebrate host to another with each blood meal the mosquito takes, ensuring its own survival and spread. But how exactly does this happen? Visualize a female Anopheles mosquito, and it's always the females because they need blood to produce eggs, as she bites an infected human. With this bite, she unknowingly ingests microscopic malaria parasites, the most deadly species to us humans, Plasmodium falciparum. Within her gut, these parasites embark on a journey of transformation and multiplication. They eventually form a stage called a sporozoite, which strategically relocates to the mosquito's salivary glands. With the mosquito's next bite, these sporozoites are injected into an unsuspecting human, kickstarting a new cycle of infection. But what happens in our bodies then? Once the malaria parasite, Plasmodium, enters our bloodstream through a mosquito bite, it doesn't just float around aimlessly. Instead, it embarks on a sinister mission. The sporozoites, the form of the parasite injected by the mosquito, make a beeline for our liver. Once there, they invade liver cells and begin to multiply rapidly, virtually unseen and undetected. This phase can take approximately 7 to 30 days. After their multiplying spree, these parasites burst forth from the liver, now in a form called merozoites. Released into the bloodstream, they invade red blood cells, triggering the symptomatic stage of malaria. Fever, chills, headache, vomiting. These aren't just random symptoms, but a war being waged under our skin. In severe cases, malaria can affect the brain, kidneys, or lead to anemia, becoming a potentially fatal disease. All of this from one tiny mosquito's bite. Now, here's where the plot thickens. While mosquitoes can be found globally, not all 460 species of the Anopheles genus, or indeed the thousands of species of mosquitoes in general, are capable of transmitting malaria. In fact, out of the vast array of Anopheles species, only about 30-40 are effectively transmitting the malaria-causing Plasmodium parasites. These species, known as primary vectors of malaria, are most active during the twilight hours of dusk and dawn. Now, let's go on a quick global tour. In Africa, particularly sub-Saharan Africa, mosquitoes like the Anopheles gambii and Anopheles funestus transmit the majority of malaria cases. On the other hand, in South and Southeast Asia, it's the Anopheles stephensi and Anopheles dirus taking the lead. Moving on to the Americas, we find Anopheles darlingi in the Amazon and Anopheles albuminus in Central and parts of South America. Even in the Middle East, malaria lurks with Anopheles stephensi acting as its vector. And let's not forget Oceania, with countries like Papua New Guinea and the Solomon Islands facing significant malaria transmission. Is there any hope against this ancient and relentless enemy? Absolutely. Humans are fighters, and we've been battling malaria on a global scale. The World Health Organization, governments, and numerous non-profit organizations are spearheading initiatives to combat malaria. These efforts include distributing insecticide-treated bed nets, spraying homes with insecticides in high-risk areas, and providing anti-malarial medications to vulnerable populations. However, malaria is a cunning adversary. As we've developed newer drugs, some strains of the Plasmodium parasite have developed resistance. And the Anopheles mosquito? They're becoming resistant to common insecticides. This constant evolution and adaptation present ongoing challenges in our fight against malaria. So, while we've come a long way, With significant reductions in malaria cases and deaths over the last 2 decades, our fight against malaria is far from over. It's a global battle, one that requires persistent, innovative efforts, and above all, a shared commitment to a malaria-free world. So the answer is no, not all mosquitoes carry malaria. But as benign as these insects may seem, they still pose a potential risk. If you're traveling or relocating, it's crucial to research the specific area's mosquito and malaria profiles. Because when it comes to your health, it's always better to be safe than sorry. Thank you for watching. Please help us out by liking, subscribing, and commenting on this video.